Today we're going to talk about how Texas head coach Tom Herman believes he's handled himself with class, along with 4 burning questions ahead of OU Texas Part Doe. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Considering the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. So I walk up to the bartender. I tell the bartender I want 3 Red Bulls. Pour them in the pitcher. I want a 5th of Fireball whiskey. Pour that in the pitcher too. Bartender says 1 Kyler Murray coming right up. Man, I like that dude. That's what it is though, right? That's what it is. He just singes the nostrils. So does this whole horns down, horns up, Tom Herman, Big 12 championship, OU Texas Part Doe rivalry. We're going to get into that. But first, I want to get into some burning questions ahead of the game, right? The X's and O's part of the Big 12 championship that will be Saturday at 11 a.m. on ABC. We got Sean McDonough and Todd Blackledge calling the game with Holly Rowe. Should be a good time for all, we hope. Except maybe Texas fans. I don't know. Y'all might be mad. Heck, Oklahoma fans might be mad. We'll see. That's why we're playing for the belt. So these questions were put together by the homie Brandon Drum over at 24/7 Sports. And I thought they were pretty good, so I'm going to share them here. First question, I'm pointing down because I wrote these down. Sooners were dominated by Texas on offense and defensive lines for a lot of the game. What is it that makes you feel like things might be different in Red River Rivalry Part 2? For me, it is the Kansas tape. I will send you to the scheme video I dropped yesterday as to why I think that Oklahoma can take advantage of Kansas' defensive game plan where they used a 3-man front, sent 5 on a blitz, dropped 8 in the coverage. They were disguising their coverages. They were creative with their blitzes. They were able to get to Sam Ehlinger. They were also able to get him to put the ball on the floor and throw 2 picks in that game. If Kansas had half the offense that Oklahoma has, they would have won that game by 3 touchdowns. And we all know that Oklahoma has the most efficient offense in college football history and the best player in college football history. The next question is, how much do you see the emotion of Kyler Murray, Sam Ehlinger, or the horns down situation playing into the game on Saturday? I think it's all gonna be fuel. I mean, horns down, horns up, Tom Herman, Brecken Hager, Kyler Murray, Curtis Bolton, Kenneth Murray Jr. It's all fuel. It's all hanging on the line, and it should be. This is a ladder match for the belt. If there was no trash talking ahead of this, I wouldn't trust it. It's like Mayweather McGregor. Everything is on the table until you get into the ring. So I think that that's going to charge everybody up. And by God, the defense could do with some charging up. Third question. What is your take on how the Sooners will attack Texas this time around offensively and defensively? Well, I kind of answered that question when I said that Kansas tape, but you're really going to have to stop Sam Ehlinger's quarterback draw game. That means you're going to have to fill your gaps. That means that Caleb Kelly cannot tackle air. It means you're going to have to be dominant up front. Even if you run a 3-man line, you're going to have to bring Ayton to the box no matter how you do it to take the ball out of that guy's hands. Offensively, I think it's going to look a lot like it did with OU Texas played the first time. And I'll give you this. If Kyler Murray does not put the ball on the ground, and if Kyler Murray does not throw a pick, Sooners win that game. No turnovers by the defense needed. And I'll say it again. Kyler Murray scored 21 points in 6 minutes. Not because Tom Herman took his foot off the gas, but because he tried to get it all. He should have taken his foot off the gas. He should have run the clock, but he gave the ball back to Kyler Murray in that offense. And we all know, you don't need no time with Kyler Murray. You just need to give that man the ball and watch the offense do what it do. So I think the defense that creates the most turnovers, whether it be 1 or 2, or gets the most stops, is going to have the best opportunity to win the game. That said, Oklahoma might just need 3 or 4 stops to win this game, and we know they can do that. Last question. Who wins, and how do you see them winning? Again, Oklahoma. And I see them winning by putting up 50, right? Because we know that Oklahoma averages 50 a game. That means that every game coming out, dropping 50 on the score sheet. That means that Texas has to keep up. Now, we know that the defense is close to porous, but we also know the defense can get stops, it can get off the field, and it can create turnovers. If you get any combination of that out of Oklahoma, that's a tall mountain for Texas to climb because they're just not that prolific on offense. So I see Oklahoma winning. Now, let's talk about Tom Herman and being classy. But first, I need to tell you that Commissioner Bob Bowlesby went on the Dan Patrick Show to talk about the horns down, horns up controversy because it is taking the nation by storm. Why? Because the Big 12 managed to bungle this again. First, in the Texas-West Virginia game, where they gave David Sills and Will Greer unsportsmanlike conduct penalties for flashing the horns down, right? Bob Bowlesby said you can get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for flashing the horns up. Now, how could you do that? Well, he believes that directing either one of those hand signals to any player or the crowd is taunting. And taunting, as per the rule book, is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which is left up to the discretion of the Big 12 referees, kind of like pass interference. And you can't challenge it, right? So that's a problem. But as Dana Holgerson said in the post-game following Texas and West Virginia, number one, we asked the officials, is this going to be a problem? And I guess there was a miscommunication because we thought we could do it and not get flagged for it. But the Big 12 Conference needs to take a hard and fast stance on this so that it is not an issue anymore. Hitting the microphone. And I agree with him. I think that the hard and fast stance should be flash it, whatever. Because yeah, it might be taunting, but it isn't a throat slash. And a throat slash is implying death. Horns up, horns down, what is that implying? I don't like your team. For which this is the game of football. If you don't like their team, that's okay. You're on the opposing team. It is a violent sport. That's why people show up for it. It's not just for the athleticism and the fluidity and the X's and O's and schemes and the ballet of the game, but for the entertainment around it. And everybody in college football should understand that because everybody but the kids are getting paid bushels of money for the entertainment and the spectacle of college football. And nobody should know that more than Bob Bowlesby and the head coaches, to which Lincoln Riley just said, we're not going to do it. I've told my guys, no, it's not worth it, and we don't need to do it. We just need to go win the game. Tom Herman responds by saying, yo, we have been classy when other teams have taken opportunities to not be classy, to which everybody said, huh? Tom Herman, you are the dude who flashed the funky chicken at Drew Lock, Missouri's quarterback, to taunt him. You are the dude who ran onto the field to challenge Mike Gundy because you lost. Now that plays well in the city of Austin, but it does not play well everywhere else where class is Lincoln Riley. Now, I talk noise, you talk noise, we talk noise. Lincoln Riley does not talk noise. Lincoln Riley simply says, we're the best, and we're going to show you that we're the best by how many trophies we stack and how many titles we win. That is how we demonstrate that we are better than you. That's class, you know? And for a guy to be that young, again, he's 5 years older than me. And to get it in the way that he's got it, on the stage that he has it, and to continue to say and do the right things as one of the most high-profile coaches in America continues to just astonish me. So Tom Herman, the next time you think that you're being classy, ask yourself, would Lincoln Riley do what I did? And then you'd have an answer. All right, that's it for me. Doses.